Did you know that pretty much all of the other VPN review channels on YouTube that rank in the results are voiced by the same person? Look no farther than Consumer Research Studios with this voice.
Welcome back, and today I'm going to talk about NordVPN.
Geekman.
Welcome back. So today I want to talk about some of the best
VPN Discovery.
Welcome back, and today I wanted to bring you guys a
Cyber Geeks.
Welcome back. So today I wanted to quickly show you guys how
VPN Ninja.
Welcome back, and today I wanted to address this question, which is, are free VPN?
Panda Tech.
Everybody, welcome back. Today I want to talk about some of the best free VPN.
Masters of VPN.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys.
Look at their analytics. We could see a total of 523 likes and 0 comments with 1.8 thousand views. Well, at least in my opinion, that seems very legitimate. So if you're tired of seeing all of these reviews that just suck, stay tuned to Tom Spark Reviews, the only channel that does objective, data-driven reviews sourced on VPN tier list with my objective rating table, data cataloging every single VPN. And no, I'm not on any other channel doing any other voiceovers. Hey guys, welcome back to another review. Today we're checking out ProtonVPN and ranking it on the tier list. Spoilers, you're probably going to want to watch this one since it kind of changes the tier list in the biggest way for a long time. This video is sponsored by Incogni. Incogni is the best data broker removal tool on the market, hands down. You know those websites like White Pages and all those other ones that host your address, your phone number, and all that information about your family and friends? Well, if someone finds your IRL name, whether because you leaked it or someone found out, they could find this information on these websites, and it could lead to you getting doxxed and harassed. That's why you need a data broker removal tool. What exactly does Incogni do? Well, basically it sends emails to websites on your behalf so you don't have to waste your time doing it. According to Incogni, I've saved over 123 hours sending emails so I can't be doxxed. In my comparisons, Incogni is the cheapest data broker you could find, but it also doesn't skimp on features, and it has a lot of updates that come out every year. Recently, it's improved its user interface and added more data brokers that it will remove your information from. Use my link below to lock in the best price and let them know I sent you. Alright, now back to the video. Alright guys, let's go ahead and dive into the subjective ProtonVPN review. Now ProtonVPN is interesting because it's one of those VPNs that provides a pretty good value if you want to stay within the ecosystem. They have an unlimited plan that can get you pretty good stuff. If you get like the yearly plan, it's a pretty good deal for what you get. You get Drive, Password, Mail Encounter, and a pretty good VPN at that, a really good VPN. So I do think this is an interesting bundle, and more I think these bundles are adding more value to the VPN ecosystem. Getting some of these cool things that can enhance your privacy pretty much included within the price of VPN is not too shabby. That said, ProtonVPN on its own isn't too badly priced either. It's $10 a month, which is okay. It's a little more expensive than I would like in some ways compared to some VPNs out there, but it is more affordable than Nord, Surfshark, Express, and some of those other VPNs that do upcharge to try to increase you to get long-term more. That said, the one-year plan is $72. It still doesn't fit within my asking price of $60, but it still isn't too bad. 2 years at $120 isn't bad either. Overall, it's a little bit more of a premium price VPN, but that's okay since I do believe it's transparent with its pricing system, and there's not any price increases or fake count-on-click timers, which I do like about it. Proton obviously could make their service a little bit cheaper, but if they want to stick with this pricing plan, that's what its value is. The good thing about Proton though is that it has a 30-day refund policy, 8+ simultaneous connections, and it's easy to cancel the service if you don't want to subscribe to it anymore. In fact, you could protect up to 10 simultaneous devices, which is actually quite good. So overall, while Proton is a little bit more on the premium side in terms of pricing, I don't have many problems with its pricing system at all, although it doesn't get the points for being the most affordable. Next up, we could talk about the application, and it's quite good. It has very good tutorials that show you how to use the application. It's a little bit bigger than I would kind of prefer when it first starts up. I would kind of prefer it more to be a default kind of like more something like this, but it is a pretty good looking application. I like how you can see stats on the servers. Not every VPN allows you to see this, which is quite nice. It's very easy to connect quickly and it picks a good location for you. Additionally, it has most of the main features we're looking for in this setting, stuff like WireGuard, kill switches, and those kind of things. Custom DNS, which is nice too. It also supports port forwarding. It has a Linux GUI, ad blocking, has support for Fire Sticks now, which is good. They didn't used to have that. The client is also open source, which is nice and kind of unusual for a VPN since a lot of them kind of don't have an open source client. That said, the stuff behind the scene in terms of service isn't open source. So, I mean, it's still good for transparency though, and I think more VPNs could do it. It has email alias support within the bundle package, so get some points there. And like I said, the bundle offerings are also good if you want to use those in terms of the application features as the ecosystem. It also has probably one of the better encrypted email providers out there too. In my email rankings, it gets around A tier, not S tier, but it is probably the best one if you want to stick within the Proton ecosystem. So overall, the application is very good. Now here on the channel, you know, we always do live speed tests since we're only one of the only YouTube channels out there that shows uncompromised, unedited live speed tests, and we show them live. Right now, it's loading up the speed test. It's kind of stuck there because I was messing with the settings, I guess. Now, Proton is a pretty good performer. It's around up there with some of the top VPNs. Usually anything above 600 is very good for me. And there we go. It's right around that mark. Maybe like 1 to 2%, a little slower than some other top VPNs out there, but really no complaints here at all. Next up, guys, we want to talk about ProtonVPN's privacy audit, and I will do that here. Blacklight is a tool that measures the privacy components of a website. One thing I did want to mention though is that while I formerly said the Exodus had good performance with Proton, we did find one tracker here. It's Sentry, which is a piece that is crash reporting. So I don't think this is really something that is needed. There are some VPNs out there that have 0 trackers. This does look to be some kind of open source way to detect crash reporting, but it's still a tracker, at least as defined a tracker is. You know, with other VPNs out there, something like TorGuard, we could see they don't use this, so it is a little bit better in my opinion. You know, if you really want to talk about something like Molvad, you can also see the same results. So there, you know, I'm not sure this is needed, but Proton probably has their own individual reasons, and it does seem to be some kind of open source way for them to kind of fine-tune their application. So in my opinion, not a huge deal. Fortunately, Blacklight finally did load and we did see a perfect result here. So overall with Proton, not too many complaints besides that one Sentry thing. Additionally, it's not really court proven to collect no logs. There are a couple VPNs out there, TorGuard, OVPN, have gone to court to prove they do not and will not give up logs on users when asked by either companies or spy agencies, and Proton hasn't really gone to that test. Now, if we're talking about stream compatibility, Proton has been doing pretty well for a good amount of time. They do work with all the major streaming options and work to unblock specific geo restrictions. If we look up here and we reload the page and we can see Peaky Blinders, this means we are looking at the US version of Netflix, which means that Proton is doing its job to unblock geo restrictions, and there it is right there. So I am one of the few VPN reviewers who do these kind of tests, and I do it in every other region too, to test like the wide variety just to make sure it works in 5+ regions, and Proton does do well there too. I'm just not going to show it for saving time in this video. So they do get a really good score for streaming compatibility. If you're someone who really truly values a VPN that's like open source and really good privacy, and you don't like Molvad because it doesn't have streaming compatibility, well, Proton, in my opinion, is just a better choice altogether. Lastly, we could talk about some of the other categories that customer support. Now, Proton has decent customer support. It does have live chat, which is nice, and tickets, which are fairly responsive. These you respond like once every 24 hours, so it could be a little bit quicker. It's not as fast as something like TorGuard or a couple other VPNs out there. But overall, I don't really have any complaints with Proton. Since they do respond under 24 hours at least, and they do have human live chat, which is nice. Lastly, we could talk about the appearance and GUI. Like I said in the application review, it's very good. It's got a clean interface, various little buttons here that are kind of interesting to toggle, various profiles you could use. Alright guys, now we're in the final section of the review, doing a roundup of exact scoring. You know, Proton came very, very close to surmounting TorGuard VPN, which is very interesting. It's only 0.25 points behind for a couple different areas. Namely, TorGuard is a little bit cheaper and that's all it really took to see Proton being the #1 rated VPN channel, VPN on the channel right now. So definitely a very solid VPN. It's climbed its way through the rankings over the year. When it first came out, people said it was the best VPN, but honestly, I didn't think so. I think it needed time in the oven, and the time in the oven has made it a good pastry, and it's a good VPN. So if you're looking at the top rated VPN right now, it's going to be Proton. Of course, it's not perfect. There are some compromises, like I said. Depending on your specific use case, you might do better with a different VPN, but for most people, it's going to be an excellent VPN provider. Alright guys, if you want to help support the channel and these objective reviews, use my link in the description down below to lock in the best price for Proton. It'll help support the channel, but if you don't want to do that, you don't have to, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.